Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create a passed pawn, and this is very important if you want to win chess games. Let's go ahead and start with the first position. In this position, it is white to move, and if you notice, the black's king is right over here. And notice that white has a king here. There's two pawns, and there's also a black pawn over on h7. How do we create a passed pawn? Okay, there's actually there's two ways we can do this. Actually, there's three ways, but I'm looking for the most straightforward way. And in order to do that is we're going to go ahead and just move the pawn to g6. And the most straightforward move is for black to capture the pawn. And then we will capture the pawn with our h-pawn. And guess what? Now we have a passed pawn, and this pawn will become a queen. So that's one easy way to create a passed pawn, and white should win in this position. Another way we can do this, but it's not very practical, is we can simply just move the pawn to h6. King goes to b3, and then we can also move this pawn forward to g6. And then the idea is if this pawn does take the pawn on g6, then the pawn can go to h7, and then black cannot stop this pawn from queening. But I don't actually recommend getting a passed pawn this way. I think it's just very important to just keep things simple and straightforward. And again, the most straightforward way is to just move the pawn to g6. Again, if black doesn't take the pawn, if the black pawn goes here, then we simply just get a pawn. We simply just move the pawn, and then the pawn can become a queen. Okay, I hope that this is making sense. And again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I do invite you to subscribe to my channel. And again, if you like watching my videos, I do invite you to give a donation to me. And if you do that, I'm gonna say thank you so much in advance. Okay, let's get to position number two. In position number two, how do we create a passed pawn? Okay, white has three pawns over here. White also has a bishop, and there's also a king. Black has three pawns right over here, and then black's king is over here. Notice that the pawns cannot move. So how do we create a passed pawn? Well, the first thing we need to do is we want to attack the base of the pawn chain. So if you notice right now, this pawn is protecting this pawn is protecting this pawn, but notice that none of black's pawns or any of the pieces are protecting the f7 pawn. So the f7 pawn, that's the target that we want to do. So there's a couple ways we can do this. We can simply just move the king over to e7, and then it's attacking the pawn. And just to let you know, we can also move the bishop to c4, because we are attacking the pawn on f7. It doesn't matter, you can also just move king to e7, okay? So the bishop is attacking the pawn, we are threatening to take it, and then black will probably go king to g8, and then the king is protecting the pawn. Now, is it safe for this bishop to take this pawn? No, because the king can just take the bishop, right? So what we want to do is the king needs to help out. We're going to go ahead and just move the king to e7, and now the king and the bishop, they're attacking the f7 pawn at the same time. Okay, what do we do now? So as you know, it's black to move. So we can move the king over to h7. No, the black king can go to h8 or h7. So let's say that the king goes to h7. Guess what? Now we can just take the pawn. That's great. And then guess what? Since we captured the pawn, we have a passed pawn right now. So that's very exciting. Black's only move is to go to h8. Then there's a couple of things we can do. We can move the king over to e8 or e7. And just notice that taking this pawn would be a big mistake, because if we do this, it would be stalemate. You always want to ask, if I move here, is it safe? If we go here, notice that this king has nowhere to go. This is stalemate. This pawn cannot move. So that's why taking the pawn is a big mistake. So my recommendation is we can move the king over to e8 or e7. And then this king is controlling the queen square. Black's only move is here. And then we can just go here. And then we're going to end up getting a queen on the very, very shortly. So that's how we get a passed pawn in this position. Remember to just go after the base pawn. Okay, let's move on to position number 3. I hope that this is making sense. So here we go. In this position, it is white to move, and notice that white has 2 pawns and a knight, and black only has 2 pawns. The king is very far away from these pawns. How do we create a passed pawn in this position? Well, if you notice right now, this knight is attacking this pawn. And guess what? We can simply just capture the pawn with the knight. And then you might be asking, yeah, but that's not safe. And technically, taking the pawn with the knight, it's not safe. But in this position, it's actually okay to take it. There's always special exceptions, and this is one of them. Because if the pawn does take the knight, well, guess what? We have a passed pawn. There's no way for black to stop this pawn from queening. It's a very beautiful move, don't you think so? So I hope that you can use these techniques in your own games. Comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video. And again, if you're interested in chess lessons, check out my website, chessbylauren.com. And you can also play in my Monday night tournament. That's a Blitz tournament, by the way. And also, again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I do invite you to do that. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next Wednesday, or I hope to see you on my live stream on Sunday or Monday.